Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Tyambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Let us say the two prayers together. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Revered Swamiji, who is conspicuous by his absence, learned colleagues, committed non-teaching staff, and dear disciplined students, I am extremely happy to stand before you. The crown and glory of life is character. But our tendency is to recognize and to respect only rich people around us. We pamper the rich people, we glorify the rich people, we admire the rich people, and we adore the rich people at the cost of poor people who are very good people. The honest and poor people, they may be poor, they may be without power, they may not have wealth, but they have character, they have honesty. And it's such people whom we have to pat, we have to praise, we have to protect, and we have to promote. Only then society will be okay. And what happened? Let's understand this idea of honesty and character with the help of a very famous but small story. Once upon a time in a kingdom, there was a very wise king, and there were 100 young people in that kingdom. The king one day he announced and he declared, I am giving a test to all the youth of my kingdom, and one who passes the test will become the next king. He will also hold the hand of my daughter in marriage. He had a very beautiful daughter. And the test was, he called all the 100 people to his kingdom and he gave each one of them a seed. And he said, you have to nurture the seed, grow the seed into a plant, and come to me in 1 year, and one who has the best plant, one who has nurtured in the best possible manner, he will become the king. I will give that young man my daughter in marriage. So 1 year had passed. During the 1 year, all the young people, very seriously, very sincerely, in a very committed manner, in a very passionate manner, They bought pots, earth, planted the seed, started watering it, nurturing it. After 1 year, they are coming to the king, and all the 100 people, they brought all the 100 pots. In all the pots but one, except one pot, there were beautiful plants, very nice plants, colorful flowers. But one pot, it was empty and no flower was there. And the young man who had that pot, he was standing in a very desolate manner. What might the king say? What other people have achieved? What might the king think of me? But yet he was there, of course in a sullen mood, but he was there all the same. And the king, observing all the plants and all the young men, he called this boy whose pot was empty. Come here, my dear. And the king said, here is the man, here is the young man who looks very simple and unsophisticated. But in him, I see the radiance of the sun, the beauty of the moon. His heart has the depth of the ocean, his mind has reached the heights of the sky. He is truthful to the king and he is faithful to the kingdom, and he is also truthful to himself. What is the reason for the king saying all this and making such a beautiful speech? It was because the king had given dummy seeds, spurious seeds, and boiled seeds which would never grow into plants. So all the 99 youth, they came up with beautiful plants because they had changed the seed given by the king. They substituted the seed with their own seeds. This one young man, he stood by himself and he believed in himself and he was truthful and he did not try to cheat the king. And finally the king said, he is going to become the king and he is going to marry my daughter. He will be the next king and he will marry my daughter. And all the youth was surprised. But their surprise also had led to their shame. They also started hanging their heads in shame. And the king said, all the 99 people, you are going to have some punishment. Do you know what punishment? All these 99 people, they started shivering. Then the king said, because he was a very kind king, is punishment not a corporal punishment, not say putting you in prison, not giving you a capital punishment, not any physical punishment, but a sort of banishment. I am going to banish you from my kingdom. For 1 year, you are going to take training in morality in an ashram in the forest. There is a spiritual guru. You have to spend 1 year there and you have to lead a very austere, very rigorous life and train yourself in morality and come back to the kingdom. This is the punishment. And 1 year passed, and after 1 year, all these 99 young people, they transformed like anything. They too became very strong, very honest, and they made a place to the king. We have opened our eyes, and we 99 plus this young man who has become your favorite son-in-law, okay? All the 100 will work together. We will go to every nook and corner of the empire and we will see the problem being faced by our people, whether it is, whether it's hunger or poverty or lack of drinking water, all the problems we will bring to your notice. We will see that, all the problems are solved and we will work for the welfare of our kingdom. Like that, the kingdom was filled with 100 young men. So whether to praise the young man who was very honest or whether to praise the king who was able to recognize and who was able to respect and who was able to bring to light this great young man who had such a bright future. And in this context, we remember the lines of one great poet, Thomas Gray. What he said about great people who are rare. Okay, great people, we come across great people very rare. They are not easily noticed or recognized. And his immortal lines, full many a flower, full many a gem, the purest ray serene, the dark unfathomed caves of ocean bare. Full many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on desert air. So no good person, no honest person should be allowed to die unnoticed or unsung. Every young man, every honest man in our society should be allowed to prosper. They should be protected, they should be patronized, and they should be promoted. Otherwise, the danger is, if good people are not recognized, bad people will overtake and overpower good people, and finally, in the long run, bad will come to prevail over good, which is not good for society and which is not good for humanity. I thank our Swamiji for having given me such a nice opportunity to stand before you all. I also thank our Samyog sir for giving me such a very good chance to speak to you. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the dear disciplined students for your very patient listening. Thank you all.